left and they hired
Recording
Angel Lamboy because of what's his name?
Good evening, I'd like to call the July 16 legislative meeting to order. Everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you everyone for coming. A couple quick announcements. So last Wednesday we put out another water conservation notice. We were in a much better position than we were the week before. On Wednesday, July 10th, we had approximately 472,000 gallons of water in the La Vista tank starting out. The week before we had started out with about 180,000 gallons. So we were in much better shape to start off with. In addition, we took some precautionary measures to include asking people not to wash their cars or water their lawns or just use their water needlessly. As of last Friday morning, the La Vista tanks were at 460,000 gallons, which was much better than we were the week before. Bobby McKeon took the extra step of asking the Woodburn Correctional Facility to shut down their pumps at around noon until after sundown. They have about I believe, a 550,000 gallon tank to rely on, and by shutting down their tanks, they would draw less, water from the system that would otherwise go towards La Vista, as well as maintain the pressure that's in the system that was needed. So during that time, we were able to luckily get through the weekend with water to spare, and I think going forward, we're going to take it week by week with regards to the water notices. However, we would still encourage all our residents to try to conserve water when possible. I know, like Loch Sheldrick, they're always needing water, and we always have to transfer water from Old Falls up to Loch Sheldrick. So really, it mainly becomes a town-wide concern to conserve, although the other areas in the water district have plenty of water on any given day. I would also like to recognize our principal account clerk, Vicki Korchanik. She has been with us for over 17 years and is one of the most dedicated employees in this town. On July 4th, the Fallsburg Police Department lost phone service on their landline services, and she came in that day on her own volition to help find a way around it or try to correct the problem and get the word out to the rest of the town to call 911 in case of emergency or find an alternative means. So, I would very much like to take a moment to acknowledge her and for all her dedication to this town. Every employee has to work with her in one way or another for HR-related work and payroll and so many other things, and she really helps keep this town going. So, thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to have a public hearing here on the agenda.
No, it's just on there, there's nothing next to it.
All right, so we don't have any liaison reports. Do we have any correspondence?
I do not.
All right, so we can open up to public comment. Anyone from the public like to speak today?
Bart Resnick.
Good evening. So first, I'd like to thank the board, in particular Councilman Steingart, Councilman Weiner, and also Arnold from the Parks Department, in putting the benches on the rails to trails and for mowing the grass alongside the trail. It's much appreciated. South Fallsburg is the largest hamlet in the town of Fallsburg. It is the town seat where our government offices are. However, Main Street is the most deplorable eyesore in the town. 95% of the storefronts are open only for the summer months. And the consumers that shop at these stores really don't care how the stores look, only that they are open so that they are able to shop. And it is us, the year-round residents, who must look at these stores 12 months a year. Now, during the Rappaport administration, Dr. Walcardi was contemplating getting a grant to fix up the stores to make Main Street more attractive. I went to that meeting and stated then, as I will tonight, you don't need a grant to buy a couple of gallons of paint to paint the front of your store. And you don't need a grant to buy a new sign to replace the faded one that's on the store. You don't need a grant to wash the windows or sweep the sidewalk in front of the store, or not allow the storefront to be a bulletin board for flyers and posters. All you need is pride. As long as the shopkeepers can make their money for the summer and the consumers can continue to shop there, then nothing will be done. People who drive through South Fallsburg keep driving because there's nothing to entice them to stop and walk around our street. If you go to other towns like Jeff, Calhoun, DeManor, Roscoe, all these main streets are inviting. Why not ours? On December 2nd, 2022, Buzar burnt down. Quickly, sheets of plywood were put up, 2 banner signs were hung. I understand fire investigation and insurance issues. However, the building has been taken down and nothing has been done to clean up the middle of Main Street. It just seems when something is there for so long, we become oblivious to it, even being there. The town should advise Buzar that they either have to rebuild on the spot, or if not, fill in the foundation and plant grass there, just like was done by Russell Street. At that location was a sign shop, apartment building, and a restaurant. Now there's a lawn. Or like the parking lot by Gumbo, where there was an apartment building and several stores. I realize that most of these issues rest with code enforcement, and they are stretched quite thin. However, if nothing's done to make the town seat look inviting, why would you want to stop here? I believe people just continue to drive around Main Street and keep on going. Lastly, as parents, we have the responsibility of teaching and caring for our children. During that process, there are times that we must say no to their requests. They get angry and scream and rant and carry on, but as a parent, you must stick to your guns and realize you said no for a good reason. With that being said, the board are the parents of the community. You are charged with making decisions for your constituents. It is time to have a moratorium on future projects in the town of Fallsburg. We must get caught up with what is being built now. Once that is done, reevaluate the water, sewer, even the parking situation. Realize that if you have a project with 100 homes, that's 200 cars. 5 projects equals 1,000 more cars. Where are you going to put them? I listened last week very intently to your department head's reports. I was shocked and appalled that people were actually moving into their homes without septic being hooked up. It just amazes me that a homeowner would even do that. We need to stop being afraid to saying no and being told that we are anti-Semitic. That is far from the truth and is a playing card that has been played far too long. We must be realistic and realize that there is only so much water, so much sewage treatment, and so much parking that is available at this time. I'm aware of the issue that occurred last week at the sewer plant and the amount of discharge that went into the Neversink. Your constituents constantly tell you enough is enough. Let's get caught up with what we have going on in the town now, and then take a look to the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to speak?
I don't have anything on the list.
Anyone in the public? Anyone online?
No.
All right, I'll go ahead and close the public portion. Let's move on to agenda items. So the first 9 agenda items have to do with personnel. Usually these are employees that have been presented by the department heads, that have been interviewed by them and brought to us for approval. The very first one is pretty special, I would say. This is to appoint a brand new police officer to our police department. So number 1, motion to approve the employment of Matthew Nicoletti as an untrained police officer with a starting salary of $54,734, effective 7/15/2024.
Motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Step on up. Back in the pictures.
I just want to say something too, Matt, very excited for you to be here, and let everybody know that Matt's a veteran of our armed forces. We thank you for your service. We look forward to you having a healthy and happy time here in Fallsburg with your family. Thank you for coming. Ouch. 371.
My own pictures are going Facebook.
I know.
Can I
Just
get
want a couple,
them?
so I
Can
can
I get
text them.
here? We're getting the board here or no? What?
Quick lead off. You're fine.
You get in there? In front.
Go this way. Nate, you gotta come in a little
Come on,
bit
I
more.
told you, come in front. There you go.
Okay,
Got it?
yeah. Let's do you and,
Okay. Mike, come up here.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Am I shrinking? Oh, what's going on here? You guys look shaggy. That's fine. Okay.
Thank you.
He is working, so that works.
Nice meeting you. Watch out, come in here.
What did you say?
He's working.
Now.
Oh.
Okay. Number 2, motion to approve the employment of the following lifeguards as effective 6/25/24. Sophie Atlas, Logan Brundage, Ethan Dunn, Adam Frunze, Morris German, Heather Goches, Adira Padilla, Ali Roth, Jennifer Santos, Aiden Siegel, Anna Streimer, and Sarah Willett. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. Number 3, motion to approve the employment of the following as office/clerk effective 6/25/24. Naila Cole, Michelle Prokop. Do I have a
Motion. Second.
have a motion is second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. Number 4, motion to approve the employment of Fiona Feltman as aquatics director effective 6/28/24.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye, motion passes. Number 5, motion to approve the employment of Lucas Campos as labor effective 6/23/24.
Motion. Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. Motion to approve the employment of Jean Carlos Iraheta as labor effective 7/6/24.
Motion. Second.
Alright, I approve, motion passes. Motion to approve the employment of Noah Jusha as labor effective 6/28/24.
Motion. Second.
Motion is second, I'm in favor, motion passes. Motion to approve the employment of Nick Storms as labor effective 7/9/24.
Motion. Second.
Motion second, and I approve, the motion passes. Motion to accept the resignation of Joshua Conant as data collector effective 7/12/24.
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second, and I approve, motion passes. All right, so number 10, so this is an agreement that we have with the Fallsburg Library every year to provide administrative services for the library. They don't have the staffing needed to do all their administrative work. So the agreement is $4,000 to do all of their payroll, their accounting services, as well as $2,000 for us to clean the building once a week. So number 10, motion to approve Supervisor Ben Simone signing the agreement with the Fallsburg Library.
Motion. Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. Number 10, motion to approve warrant number 0724 dated 7/10/24 in the amount of $337,118.83.
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. Motion to approve warrant number 07/8/24 dated 7/10/24 in the amount of $235,556.50.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. So number 13 requires a little bit of explanation. So Back in January of 2017, the town board appointed 2 individuals to be special police officers. They were issued guns, badges, had full arrest powers throughout the state. However, in the last 7.5 years, they have not worked a single shift in this town. So we're here to correct that abuse or lack of oversight and take them off as special police officers and require them to come in and hand in their guns, badges, as well as any equipment that we've given them. So number 13, resolution to approve the removal of special police officers, number 44 of 2024.
Motion. Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Resounding aye, motion passes. Number 14, so this is an amendment to the most recent PBA contract to do a couple of things. First, what it does is it clarifies language regarding prorating leave time ahead of time and whether or not you have to pay it back if you leave within the middle of the year, whether or not that gets prorated. And also it adds the newly created position of lieutenant into the police union. So do I have a motion to approve resolution to approve the amendment to the memorandum of agreement between the town of Fallsburg and the town of Fallsburg Police Benevolent Associations for a period of 1/1/23 through 12/31/26?
Motion.
I have a motion, do I have a second? I have a second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes.
One quick thing. I see on my agenda anyway, number 14, I think the end of it belonged on number 13. So it should have been number 44 and number 45 for the 2 special police officers, and it got stuck on to the end of the other.
I don't see how they're related to each other. Special police officers and
If you
the,
look at number 45 is the end, it's supposed to be the end of that, it just wound up down here. They're not related to it. It's an error.
you mean the number 44 and the number 45?
Yeah, I believe.
Those are resolution numbers.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind.
yeah.
Okay. So next one is number 15. Resolution to approve Friends of the Upper Delaware River Incorporated to support Town of Fallsburg in submitting a grant application to replace the culvert located at 387 Pleasant Valley Road with Climate Smart Communities. This is essentially a part of the rail trail that the town owns and is responsible for. However, it comes with a large cost, and the Friends of the Upper Delaware River would like us to prioritize that, but they are able to present a grant opportunity for us to get some grants to be able to pay for the culvert replacement. So what this allows us to do is gives them permission to submit a grant on our behalf to be able to replace that culvert. So do I have a motion to approve the resolution to approve the Friends of the Upper Delaware River to support Town of Fallsburg in submitting a grant application to replace the culvert located at 387 Pleasant Valley Road with Climate Smart Communities?
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. I will now entertain a motion to enter into executive session to discuss property sales, personnel matters, and general business.
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. All right, we don't anticipate any additional business after executive session. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. You're adjourned.